Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. So here we are on 1 hour time frame, and today we're going to be diving into the more recent price action again over here and looking at a possibility of this being a triangle here. Now, last time we were talking about how this structure over here could be a part of or being a start or an end of something. Now, we were establishing that this was a potential three-way coming down, but the issue is that if this was a start of something new, as in the form of fire waves, the next structures over here and here would have to become a fire-wave structures as well. Now, if we are looking into smaller time frames, we can see that it is not very easy to distinguish this as a fire-wave structure, meaning that either this is a continuation of a previous trend, something like this overall, or this would again this would not be a start of something, because again this was a three-way structure. Of course, the other scenario was that this was a end of something, which was a fire wave move ending a C wave of this ABC, and in this scenario was a wave B. Now, the example that I had previously laid out in here assumed that this was a potential wave 1, WXY into wave 2, and then we'd be looking for downwards again, where this would be a 1 and now 2, and then continuation to the downside. This is still possible. We'll look into that in just a moment. Now, the triangle that I mentioned earlier, again, we have to be thinking, where can this be in Elliott Wave Theory? Now, triangles again can only be in certain positions, in which again they are in impulse waves, they are in wave 4s, or in corrective structures, either at the middle as a connector structure or at the ends of a WXYs. Now, so if we are looking at this structure now, the only thing that we can be looking at first, or we should be looking at, is this structure here on RSI. We can see it is nicely contracting on both sides, but this structure over here, which would be this one, if we think that this is the end of a triangle, meaning that this is an E wave, A, B, C, D, E, we can see that it is clearly higher than the previous high here, which makes it so that it is not that likely to be a triangle, but instead something else. So what else can it be? Well, it is very common to see triangles like this as well, A, B, C, D, E. In that scenario, again, we would have something called a running triangle, where the B wave here would take out the price of the origin of that structure. So overall, it would be a B, C, D, E with a continuation to the upside. So at this point, again, we could be thinking that this could be a wave 4 something. That would be very, very bullish. And that fits the idea in here as well on RSI. We would not have to include this peak here on RSI into the price action at all. We could have this as some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or this could be an ABC with a consolidation in the middle and then another three-way structure upwards. Now, having this as some kind of three-way structure completely upwards is not really something that I like, because again, based on the previous price action here that we had, this was a pretty decent looking fire-wave structure. So overall, what I would be expecting, if I can find the right count here, not that one, but this one, where we would be looking at, this is a potential A, B, and then C wave here. At this point, again, we could be looking at this triangle over here as a potential wave 4. Now, that is something that I haven't really talked about previously. Why? Is because, again, if we are thinking this as a wave 1, 2, third wave is already very, well, it's kind of weird looking. It is definitely a very short one. But again, the placement of this wave 4 is definitely still decent. The only if here is that the wave 5 here that would continue going up can't be higher or larger than this one, again, because again, in impulse waves, the third wave can never be the shortest. Although it would be shorter than the wave 1 here, it can't be shorter than the fifth. So that again gives us the limitation here, which would be somewhere around 32.7k. If the price goes beyond that, then this is not a triangle that is part of this, but instead it is something else. But that is something to keep in mind that this could be. Now, if we are looking at the other scenario in which we would be thinking that, let's go to 30 minutes here, that this would be a B, C, D, E, where the continuation is actually to the downside, we would have this as a three-way structure where this triangle here in the middle would be that connector part connecting this first structure here over to the next. And that would be the structure here. And then we would be looking for more upside to continue whatever this was. Either this was completed 5 waves or something else, I'm not quite sure. Again, it is kind of hard to distinguish this at this moment, but there's a chance that this was a 5-way move as well. Something like this, where we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we would have a 3-way pullback, something like this, into that way too, and then we would be looking for more upside. Again, this would require us to have the price come down a bit, and at this point again we would be looking for at least a 38.2 retracement of this first move over here for the way to, so we can actually take a trade based on this higher time frame. Otherwise, if we're not, then again it would be really bad risk to reward ratios, and again more risk than we should take. But that is something that I wanted to talk about on this video. Again, there is definitely other ways of looking into this as well, but the triangle does have very good potential on both upside and downside. But again, I do like the upside a bit better based on this RSI reading here. But again, it's not only about the RSI and how it looks. We just have to think about all the possibilities that we have here overall and seeing how this fits. A couple of advertisements here: Patreon Elliott Wave Basics course, weekly live streams and more Elliott Wave analysis. Udemy Elliott Wave Advanced course, including RSI, risk management, Elliott Wave strategies and time analysis, and candle trend capital, trade setups, education and community. Check us out if you're interested in learning more. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye.